10 voicemails and 10 emails overnight.
Yes, I did see the 10 voicemails that you left overnight. Yes, there is. So I've been in the office for a total of an hour, and 30 minutes of that was a training. So I haven't had the opportunity to call you back yet. Additionally, this claim was filed after hours last night. So it's literally been one business hour since your claim was filed. I haven't had a chance to review it and be able to respond to your requests. Okay, so explain to me what is so dire that it needs my immediate attention, because the claim shows that they set you up for services. So your rental car was authorized, your vehicle was set up for a tow, and we have a shop selected. So they did everything that they are trained to do. And at this point, we're waiting for your car to be moved and for an estimate to be completed before we make any other changes. Okay, so I understand the circumstances. I know that this, is an unfortunate situation, but leaving me 10 voicemails and sending me as many emails will not result in me calling you back outside of my work hours. I work from 8:30 to 5:30. That has been communicated in my voicemail. My hours are sent as part of your original contact with the claim, and I can't respond to you outside of my work hours when I'm not at my desk. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what the yeah, I'm not understanding the perception that just because I work from home means that I should be available 24/7. I have work hours, so it's not my responsibility to be available 24/7. We have a team that does 24/7 new claims and sets you up for these types of services, and that's what they've done. So there isn't anything that's dire enough to warrant me coming into the office to check my voicemails. Okay, so in the future, I'll ask that you leave one voicemail and that you send one email at a time. There isn't a reason for you to follow up 10 times for each, because it doesn't make me respond to you any faster. I do return phone calls within the same business day, and I would have returned your phone call within the next hour or two, but I was in a training. I had just gotten into the office. I'm looking at my new claims, so you're not the only person that calls me overnight, and those voicemails are returned in the order of receipt. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna need to find a way to work with each other in a way that's respectful, because like I said, sending me that many voicemails and emails, all it does is clutter up my desk, and I have to go through those things, and it takes longer for me to call you back. Yeah, I'd appreciate if you didn't do that. Like I said, I am very timely. I am on top of my claims. I will make sure that your concerns get addressed in a timely fashion, but it's excessive to continue calling me when A, you're getting my voicemail. My voicemail indicates that I'm not in the office, and you're calling as soon as I get into the office, assuming that I will be available, but I, like I said, had a training this morning. Okay, yeah, I'm not able to continue to go around and around with you on this topic. The more emails and voicemails you send, the longer it's going to take for me to call you back. So please refrain from doing that, and I will follow up with you in a timely fashion. Okay, so let's stop discussing that part, because I don't, it doesn't. What is it that I can help you with? No, liability has not been concluded on your claim. It's literally been a business hour since it was filed. So I haven't had a chance to make contact with the other party. The person who took your claim, took notice of claim last night, wasn't able to call out to the other party because of the hour. So no, the liability has not been concluded. We have not spoken with the other party yet. Well, technically in your state, I do have 30 days to complete a liability investigation, so it could take that long. I'm hoping it won't, and I'll try to get it resolved as quickly as possible. But again, these types of calls and voicemails and emails delay that process. All right, I will follow up with you once the claim has been established in terms of liability. Do you have any other questions I can answer? Great. Have a good day. Oh my God. People seem to treat other people sometimes like they're personal servants. Like I'm not the only person, you're not the only person whose claim I'm handling. I have 313 claims right now, so I'm gonna need you to dial it back, because to be quite frank, the more you annoy the shit out of me, the longer it's gonna take to call me back, just on the principle of the fact that I'm petty as fuck. So do with that information what you will.
Part 2. 10 voicemails and 10
the reason
emails
I
overnight.
transferred you back to me is because the issue that you're reporting is solvable on my end, and also is being created by the fact that you continue to call and email even when you've been advised of the timeline of the process, and the fact that I have no new information for you at this point. Okay, but the 5 voicemails that you left in the past hour they were all left during my lunch hour. So I had A, no idea that you had called, and B, I hadn't had a chance to follow up on those things yet before you left my supervisor a message and then called into her line and got her. I'm aware of what time it is, and not that I owe an explanation, but I took my lunch late today because I had an appointment. So that's why I'm only just now getting back into the office. However, again, I don't owe an explanation as to why my lunch was taken late. I just advised to you that the reason I didn't return your calls is because I was on lunch when you called. Okay, right. So like I said yesterday, the process for determining liability could take up to 30 days. There is a police report involved with your accident, and I did order that, and that is not instantaneous. It's probably not even ready yet. It's not something that I can get my hands on until that police report is finalized, which is also going to contribute to the liability decision and investigation. Additionally, I reached out to the other party yesterday, and they did not answer the phone and have not called me back yet, so I haven't made any contact with them to get their side of the story. Well, it's only fair that I hear both sides before making a determination to liability, and that is how we completed a thorough investigation. We want to know what both parties have to say about how the accident occurred before making a decision as to who's legally liable. It's not about trust. It's about allowing both parties to give their side of the story before making a determination. I'm assuming that you would not want me to make a decision to liability on your claim without speaking to you. Am I right about that? Right. So that's why I'm allowing the other party the ample time to make contact with me and provide their side of the story, because that's only fair for me to listen to both parties. I honestly don't know. Your claim was filed yesterday and your date of loss was 2 days ago. So I'm moving as quickly as I can on your claim. But the more emails and the more voicemails you leave and the more times that you contact my supervisor, the more it slows down the process, because I'm not able to handle the claim appropriately when I'm stopping to update you that there are no updates in the middle of doing these things. Okay, Right, but like I said, we've got you set up for service. Your vehicle's being handled. So at this point, we're just pending the outcome of the investigation, and that is not an instantaneous process. So there isn't anything that we're doing that's causing any stress to you outside of the normal claims process. And that's just the unfortunate circumstances of being a vehicle owner, is that there is the potential that somebody will hit you. Okay. Well, like I said, the more that you leave voicemails, the more you send emails, and the more that you contact my supervisor, who then has to reach out to me to discuss the situation, the slower the process goes. So I'd appreciate if you would allow me to be the one to update you, because I promise as soon as I have an update, you'll be my first call. Okay. Well, just to put that out there, please be advised that this is a long weekend and I will not be back into the office until Tuesday. So if you do leave any messages or send any emails over the weekend, you may not even hear from me on Tuesday. It may be Wednesday before I'm able to get back to you, just based on the volume of work that will accompany me coming back to work. Sir, it's a holiday. Well, people are entitled to being off work for the holidays. Are you off for the weekend? Okay, then it's only fair that I get to also be off for the weekend. Well, I promise that nothing is going to be so dire that it cannot wait until Tuesday. Okay, we've had this conversation at this point twice now in the last 2 days. I'm gonna need you to be patient and allow me to do my job and follow up with you in a timely fashion. Like I said, going back and forth like this, all it does is waste more time. All right, I'll follow up with you next week. Have a good weekend. How dare I? How dare I even think about having a holiday off? My bad. Let me just drop everything in my life to cater to you. Also, calling my supervisor to be like, she's not answering the phone while I'm on lunch is diabolical. The fuck is wrong with people? And then him to be like, well, why were you on lunch so late? He's like, you do realize it's 2 p.m. You do realize I do not give a fuck, right? Yes. I did see your voicemails, but I don't have any new information for you, so I'm not going to keep calling you back to tell you that I don't have new information for you. So, like I said on Friday, I was out of the office on Monday in observance of the Labor Day holiday, and like I also said on Friday, I still have not made contact with the other party to be able to confirm their side of the story and or conclude liability. Like I said on Friday, liability decisions can take up to 30 days. We have to give the other party adequate time to contact us. I sent them out a letter when you filed the claim. That letter probably hasn't even reached their residence yet. I have left 2 voicemails at this point and sent an email, so I'm awaiting contact back from them, but I can't force them to call me, but I do need to speak with them before I can make a call as to liability. I also ordered the police report. Those reports can take 4 to 6 weeks for us to be able to receive. So we're looking at a longer stretch here before I'm going to be able to conclude liability than the 3 or 4 days it's been since this claim was filed. Well, we've already set you up for your vehicle to be serviced. It was set up with a shop, your vehicle was towed, you were put in a rental car, so you have everything that you need related to the damages of your claim. What you're waiting on is the conclusion to liability, and like I'm telling you, that's going to take more time than you've given me. Okay, so like I've said, we've had this conversation several times that I can't keep calling you to give you updates or having you call me and leave multiple messages. I mean, you called me 5 times between 8 and 8:30 a.m. Or I'm sorry, 6 times, and left me a voicemail. So, I mean, it's excessive, and it's quite honestly, it's disrespectful to continue to call me after I've already told you that A, I will call you back just as soon as I can, and B, that I don't have any updates for you. So if we're not able to have like respectful form of communication via phone, I am going to request and require that you have all communication with me be written via email if we're not able to come to an understanding that 1 call and 1 voicemail is sufficient. Yeah, there's nothing I can do to speed up this process because I'm trying every day to call the other party to get a statement from them. I'm waiting on the police report. If you want to try to get that from the precinct and provide it to me, that may help with me expediting because I can look at the statement that the other party gave. But I'm at the mercy of all of these parties providing me with the totality of the evidence before I can make a call, and that's going to take some time. So you're supposed to wait until I can get all of that evidence gathered and looked at. I can't rush this process for you. Yeah, there isn't anything else I can do for you. And I don't want to keep going in circles having the same conversation over and over again. You've called me at this point over 20 times to talk about liability, and every time that I've called you back, I've told you that this is going to be a process that takes a few days, maybe even a few weeks. So I will call you with an update. I would appreciate if you could refrain from leaving me multiple voicemails and sending multiple emails, because all it does is A, delay the process, and B, require that I spend time looking at those things when I could be working on your claim or someone else's. Yeah. Do you have any other questions at this point? Okay. Like I said, I will call you back with an update to liability as soon as I have one. You have a good day. I'm not even going to get a goodbye from me because what is wrong with you? He's going to be so pissed because I am in training all day tomorrow, which means my voicemail is as if I were out of the office. It'll be handled by other people. He will not get a hold of me, and I'm not telling him anything because I'm not dealing with him yelling at me about the fact that I just had 3 days off. Like, ugh. Hi, y'all. Here's an insurance term of the day for you, and something that I've never heard before, but as I said yesterday in my video, I am in training all day today, and I'm doing coursework. And one of the courses I'm doing is a deep dive into vehicle theft fraud, like rings and individual perpetrator schemes. But I'm laughing because I'm listening to this, and they said that what is basically when you get the car back, when you're looking for indications that it was actually stolen, one of those indications is when the key for the vehicle was not used and the ignition was overridden, and that's how they stole the car, right? I just learned that the term for that is called ignition defeat. Like final boss defeated the engine type thing. And I don't know why that's so funny to me, but I'd never heard it called ignition defeat before. And yeah, that's really all I had to say about that. It was just a weird way to describe that, and I thought it would be fun to share. And I wanted to give you guys an update on homeboy that keeps calling me 25 times a day. So obviously all of my, I'm in the office, but I'm not working my normal job duties. So my settings for my voicemail, my email, blah, 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 I'll say I'm out of office and my colleagues are returning any of my voicemails. Well, apparently he called in and left a voicemail, and one of my fellow adjusters called him back, and he demanded that they call me in so that I could call him. Yeah. Like, he doesn't know that I'm working today, just not doing my job. He thinks I'm genuinely out of the office, and demanded that they call me on my personal time and have me come into the office so I could give him a call back and tell him for the 35th time that his liability investigation has not been concluded. Like, I swear to God, if this man calls me like overnight 1,000,000 times again, even though he's been told by me and my other adjusters that there's no update to his claim, he's going to written communication. Like, if you're going to be a toddler, I'm going to treat you like one, and I'm going to make you write your words down. Yo, I'm going to say this really fast, but that guy that keeps calling me is calling right now. So I'm going to patch you guys into this when I tell him that he's no longer allowed to call me. Here we go. Hi. Yes, let me take a look at the claim file. Can you give me the claim number? Okay. Yes, I was aware that you called yesterday. I was out of the office, so I wasn't able to return your call, but it looks like one of my colleagues did give you a call back. Is that right? Well, okay, but I was on PTO, so I can't return your call when I'm not in the office. Okay, so I'm actually glad you called this morning because I wanted to discuss the next steps in the process with you regarding your claim. So at this time, it doesn't appear that we're able to establish clear professional boundaries regarding this situation. I've told you multiple times that A, I don't have a status update for you regarding liability, and B, I've asked you to refrain from multiple calls, emails, and voicemails, and it doesn't look like we're able to respect that boundary that I've set. So this time I did want to let you know, if you could please not speak over me, I'd really appreciate that while I'm trying to give you this information. But at this point, I will no longer be accepting your phone calls. You'll need to have all communication be in written form. Yes, I'm finished. It's not about my willingness or unwillingness to help you. It's about the fact that I've told you before that I don't have a status update for you and that I would update you as soon as I did, and you keep disrespecting that boundary by continuing to call over and over and over again, leaving voicemails, sending emails, and then telling my colleagues to call me into the office on a day that I'm not working so that I could call you and tell you again that there were no updates. Okay, I don't know what's going on here or why there's such an urgency to liability. I've told you that it's a 30-day process. I'm going to try to get it resolved quicker than that, but we do, as your insurance company, have 30 days to resolve liability concerns. We're at like day 7, so I'm really going to need you to kind of dial it back a little bit while I'm doing the investigation, because the more you call and the more you email, the longer it takes, because I'm spending time responding to you to tell you again that there are no updates that I could be using to talk to the other party. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you at this point. I'm just advising you that you will need to communicate with me via email from now on. And if that is something that can't be respected, the case will get passed on to my supervisor. But at this point, like, I'm not taking your phone calls anymore, okay? I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the call now. You have a good day. It's always that I'm a fucking bitch when I set boundaries. But, I mean, what did you expect? You've been literally harassing me nonstop. So, you're lucky I gave you as much time as I did, because most people would not have. And at this point, I've got no patience left. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada.
Part 6. 10 voicemails and 10 emails overnight.
Your calls and your emails and your voicemails is because when we spoke last week, I told you that based on the number of times you had called me and the number of emails you had sent, I was no longer accepting your phone calls, and that I would email you back once I had an update. The only reason I'm calling you this morning is because I've been able to finalize the liability for your claim and want to discuss that with you in depth, because I know you're going to have questions. Okay, so were you aware that the other vehicle in this claim had a dash camera. Did they tell you that? Okay. So if they explain that to you, I just want to clarify the statement that you provided, that you were rear-ended by them. Right. Okay, that's also what you told me. However, the dash cam footage that they provided does not line up with that story. I still don't have the police report on file. However, they provided me with a copy of their dash cam footage and the information for the witness that's listed in the police report. And this dash cam footage shows some serious faults. According to the footage that I looked at, you were weaving your vehicle first in and out of traffic, and then that person that you ended up getting rear-ended by later was attempting to move around you, and it seems like maybe you got frustrated or upset with them that they were not going fast enough, so you attempted to go around them, cut them off, they tried to go around you again, the same thing happened, you cut them off for a second time, and then slammed on your brakes, at which point they rear-ended you. Okay, how are you going to say that's not true when I saw it? Like, it was videoed. Okay, so we're not going to go back and forth on whether or not the video footage is accurate because I saw it with my own eyes. What I am going to say is that based on the evidence submitted, the dash cam footage, and my conversation with the witness who was in an uninvolved vehicle who said you were driving erratically for at least 1.5 miles before this accident, you are 100% liable. Listen, if you can't be professional about this conversation, I'm calling you out of a courtesy because I knew you would have questions. Please don't interrupt me. I called you courtesy because I knew you would have questions about the liability decision. However, if you cannot maintain a professional demeanor for this conversation, I will disconnect. And I understand that. And I would absolutely love to continue to help you with this claim, but we have to have some respect and some boundaries here. And I understand that you're upset about the determination, but you can't scream and curse at me. Okay. I appreciate that. Okay. So, like I said, because of the dash cam footage and the witness that provided a very similar version of events as the third party, I don't have the police report. So if the police report does come in later down the line and that brings forth new evidence that was not previously submitted to me, that may change my liability decision, though it probably will not. But I will review it and let you know if that changes. But as of right now, with the evidence presented to me, you are 100% liable. So it's not really like a disputable circumstance. You task your insurance carrier with resolving claims on your behalf, and that includes determining liability, which I have sufficiently done. I've noted all the evidence, I've reviewed all the statements provided, and determined that based on the facts of loss presented, you are primarily responsible. Yeah, and I have this conversation with everybody who requests that. There is no need for me to send you on to my supervisor because liability decisions are up to the individual adjuster. In this case, that's me. And I have made my determination. So there isn't anything additional that she's going to review to change the determination because that's something that I, as the adjuster, am tasked with, not her. And again, I am going to ask that you maintain a respectful demeanor as part of this conversation, otherwise I will disconnect the phone call. Okay, I will send you the documentation that reviews this determination and you being principally at fault, but I am going to go ahead and disconnect the phone call. Have a nice day. I'm seriously so sick of getting yelled at about some stupid shit like this. And that explains why he was so freaking up my ass about a liability decision, because he knew he was liable. For him to be like, oh, like, that's not true. Where did you get that from? From my own fucking eyeballs looking at the dash cam footage. What do you mean, where did I get that from? Oh. At this point, though, he's 100% liable. I'm sending him the documentation. His vehicle's being repaired. He's in a rental car. We literally have absolutely no more reason to talk, so I will not be responding to any further conversation with him. So that concludes, what are we at, part 5 or part 6 of this insane behavior? I just know he's going to call back too. Ugh. Sorry, I probably should have just waited to start filming this until after I'd finished my mouthful of pretzels. But I came fucking running to tell you guys this shit because I'm seriously about to fight this man in the damn streets. What is wrong with him? Okay, so the tea on this is piping hot. The claimant called me and she was like, hey, I managed to get a copy of the police report. Can I send it to you? Hell yes, you can. Please send it to me right now. So I get the police report. Not only is there one witness, there are 2 witnesses who said that he was driving recklessly prior to the accident, and then the dash cam that showed that he caused the loss. This motherfucker was cited for reckless driving. I'm gonna say it again. This motherfucker was cited for reckless driving. He left the accident scene knowing his ass was liable. He knew the whole time that he was gonna be placed at fault and received a reckless driving citation and still spent a week trying to gaslight my ass. Oh! The audacity. The absolute audacity to be loud and wrong. Ooh. He better be lucky he don't live in my city, be fighting his ass. What's wrong with people?
Part 8, final part, 10 voicemails and 10 emails overnight.
Have you received a copy of it yet? Okay. Well, I did get it from the other party, and you had requested that I re-review my liability decision once I got the police report. And this call is to advise you that the liability decision has not changed pending the police report review. You're correct. It was reported as a rear-end accident. However, you were cited for driving recklessly and cutting the other customer off, or the other party off, and causing the accident. Sir, I'm not going to have this conversation with you if you're going to lie to me, because I can see that you were cited for recklessly driving. I have the citation number. Okay, so which is it? Were you cited and you don't agree with the decision, or were you not cited? Okay, regardless of whether or not you agree with the decision that the police officer made or my decision, it still stands. You are 100% liable for this accident. You can get your vehicle fixed. You do have appropriate coverage for that, but you would need to pay your deductible. Your deductible is $1,000. That's what you would need to be prepared to pay to the shop. And please be advised that this accident with that citation may make you ineligible for our insurance come renewal. I understand. However, we are a low-risk insurance company, which means we only insure people who are considered good drivers, meaning that they have less than a certain amount of points on their license. This is a 3-point accident, considering the 2 points for the damage, the injury, and the 3rd point for the reckless driving. Actually, that reckless driving citation may be 2 points, which would put you at 4. So I'm just telling you that underwriting will review the policy at renewal time, but I wanted to advise you that there is the possibility your insurance would be non-renewed. Okay, well, You requested that I re-review my liability decision once I had a chance to review the police report. I'm calling to inform you I've done so and still find you 100% liable. So at this point, you can go ahead and get your vehicle fixed. It's already in the shop for repair. And when that repair is complete, you'll pay your deductible, return your rental car, and be on your way, okay? No. Yeah, again, like I said yesterday, I don't feel the need to pass you on to my supervisor because she is not handling this claim. I am. And my determination was made with all of the evidence reviewed. She's not going to overturn the decision, especially when the police report, the dash cam footage, and the issued citation put you at fault. Okay, well, I don't have any more information for you. Like I said, if you have any questions, you're welcome to send those via email, and I will respond to them when I can. You have a wonderful day. Bye. If I never talk to that man again, it'll be too soon. He said I was not sick. How stupid do you think I am? Like, first he said that that's not what happened. And then he was like, but I wasn't cited. Dude, would you like me to read you the citation number? Because I have it right here with your name on it. Like, don't say I never did anything for y'all because that was, I'm tired. Some clown shit.
Part 9, 10 voicemails and 10 emails.
Yes, I do remember you. The last time we had spoke, I had told you that we weren't going to conversate via telephone, so I'm not sure why you're calling in from a different number this morning. Okay. Okay, I mean, we'll await that request from the Department of Insurance and review it thoroughly, but yeah, I mean, I have nothing to say. No, we didn't. Sir, the police report put you at fault. You received a citation. There was body cam footage. There were witnesses. I mean, the evidence here is a little insurmountable. Okay. We'll take a look at it when we get it. Okay. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. There's a reason I said that we weren't going to have conversation via phone, so I am going to go ahead and disconnect now. You have a wonderful day. Not him calling me like, what, 2 weeks later to tell me that he filed a complaint? Do I look like I give a fuck? Sir, the DOI is going to read your complaint, send it to us, we're going to send back the evidence, and they're going to laugh in your face. Calling me to tell me that you reported me to the DOI. It's too, I need some coffee. Like, what?